So on February 12th, the Senate says Emery and others tied to Asmongold should disconnect from him, etc. This post went a little bit like pretty much viral-ish, got 7.4 million views. And I got into it ish. I got 1k 1k likes and 100 and almost 120,000 views on my post. And so I said it's simple, cut him out of everything. He won't care, and they could move on. You can't police someone, especially if it's Asmon, and they shouldn't be allowed to. That was what I said, because I feel like political content will always be controversial. There's not a full on straight line entertainment aspect of political content. It will always be arguments, people arguing the whole time. And no matter what side you're on, if you're with like, left, right, whatever, or woke or non-woke, whatever, that doesn't matter. It will always be controversial. People will always argue. People will always fight. And so even Asmongold knows this. And then I said this within the post, and people were arguing on me. Sure they could, but they're all doing very well. They're making over 20K a month in subs alone. Now, if he was not only the way he's saying crazy things, something crazy would be a different story. I said they're making less as an OTK org because sponsors are pretty much gone. OTK has not been getting sponsors for a while now. They haven't been collabing with people for a while now. You don't see those Chipotle, collabs anymore or anything like that. So yeah, anyways. Then it said cut him out. He owns OTK. Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I mean. Him no longer being owner. If OTK is already losing money, not profitable, assuming because of the layoffs, because they can't get sponsors they cannot get sponsors because of Asmon. Maybe it's time to part ways if they can't fix it. So that was like literally my thing. It's like business over friendship, pretty much. It's like in a business perspective, it is bad for business. Political content is bad for business, especially if your business is entertainment only. You know what I mean? So like I said, people are saying they're triggered, lip tarts. Again, that's not it. That's not it at all. People need to understand. Like I said, like keep saying this. When you do political content, it's bad because there's no like escapism of reality, because entertainment is escapism on reality, and you just want to have fun making fun content, like what OTK was doing when they were thriving the first year. They were just making shows upon shows, and they were killing it with collabs. They were just killing it with just fun content and not taking it anything too serious. So like that's why like people are done with this. People says people like you will stab their friend in the back. No. And then it's like a good friend will be honest about what's going on. And yeah, so like pretty much this confirms
that OTK, didn't you?
This pretty much confirms everything that I was pretty much just saying, like why he needed to leave OTK, because his content, like he's already destroying, like he's already doing very great with political content, but it doesn't fit OTK or any other org because it's political. It's too decisive.
You got kicked out of OTK, didn't you? Yeah, I'm not involved with OTK at all. Pretty much. Yeah. Nope. Done. I haven't been for a while, and so yeah, I'm chilling. So if there's something going on with them or anything else, that's up to them.
Oh, by the way, that doesn't mean he's not an owner still. I would say owner in the sense of like behind the scenes, like where he doesn't have to do anything anymore. He doesn't have any responsibilities with OTK anymore, but he still earns revenue with OTK, since like he's more like maybe an investor. Just same thing with Star Sports, same thing with the gaming company as well. So it doesn't mean like he's officially gone for every aspect of things, right? He just maybe he's just in it with like investments, right, to earn income and stuff like that, and he wants to like see what they're doing, like their video game company that's like about to publish their first game. So like he's not out of any of that, by the way. I don't think so, especially as an owner. Maybe like he doesn't really want to do like the responsibilities, like be a boss. So he's more maybe just investor and just getting like revenue from that passive income. Like who the hell knows at this point? But I don't think he's like officially like out of everything. He's just no longer a face of anything.
It's not my thing, and I've been a very relaxed guy. Why? I mean, there's a lot of reasons why. I can talk about it just for a couple of minutes, but the main reason why is that Well, there's a couple of reasons. Number one, like my content and doing like controversial political content is really hard to like kind of synthesize with content that's not like that because of
Told
just
you.
how extreme it is and how polarizing it is. So it's harder to find sponsors. It's harder to do things for that reason. And so that's one big reason. And so like I don't want to like kind of grief other people because I'm going down what I think to be the best direction for like my channel, my career, my actions, right? Like this is what I want to do as a person. And so when I want to do that and I want to go down that path, then I'm going to do that and go down that path because I think that's the right option. But I also don't want to put anybody else at risk in doing that, obviously. So that's why I separated myself and I didn't want to have anything to do with it. It's because, and this is a mutual thing, right? And even if it wasn't, I still would agree with it. And so the haters won. Well, it's not necessarily haters won.
It's not even not that. It's
more
just business.
that a lot of people, I don't want to sign other people up for my battles.
And that's exactly what Tectone said too. That's why he left OTK. Because Tectone is a controversial streamer. He thrives on conflict or people race baiting on tweets and stuff like that, saying things that he doesn't really actually believe in. He just says it because he knows he's gonna get impressions and get people mad. And so Tectone wants to be free to say whatever he wants, right? He wants to say whatever he wants with no like, oh, I can't believe you guys have someone like Tectone and the org, like those dumbass people. And it's because like whatever they say or it reflects on the brand, right? It's the same thing with Asmongold, right? And he's actually bigger than Tectone when it comes to numbers and stuff. And so everything he says, it affects the brand. It affects every other streamer. Like, I can't believe you guys are friends with Asmongold. I can't believe this. Like, it's so fucking annoying, and people are taking it way. They can't separate it. They can't separate the brand from OTK and the streamer, but when they're doing their own content by themselves. So yeah, so it's like, am I surprised? No, nobody should be surprised about this at all. And it is exactly what I said. His content was like affecting everybody else, even though he didn't really mean to do that, pretty much.
Or like speak on their behalf at all, because
one of the biggest mistakes of his life lands in hospital, several his friends in OTK. I view getting involved with all this stuff as one of the biggest mistakes I ever made in my entire life. I do regret it, yet I don't. Oh, right. He's talking about why he regrets being part of OTK. And it's very simple. He hates the normal job of aspects of it because he is pretty much a boss. He has to overrun things, not everything like by himself, obviously, but he is an owner of an org, so he needs to be part of the actual meetings and see what they're going to do.
Honestly, I'll be totally real. I don't want to give a shit. It's not my problem. I have had like...
There you go. Like
I guess I can say this. This is going to be kind of a big thing, right? But I view getting involved with all of that stuff as being one of the biggest mistakes that I've ever made in my entire life. I do. And I don't regret doing it because I think I needed to have done it in order to know that it was a mistake. But I had everything good. Everything was fine. I was happy. My channel was doing great. And I didn't understand the amount of social pressure and social obligations that it would put on me. And that amount of social pressure and social obligations that it put on me were like massively emotionally devastating. That's too extreme of a word, right? That's like you're explaining a bomb. But like they were corrosive to me. And they really, really negatively affected my mental. And I ended up going through with things and doing things and streaming in cases where I really kind of didn't really want to, or I needed to step away. And it basically overcommitted me to a lot of social events and social activities that I'm not comfortable doing. And I didn't really understand that it was that bad for me until I was in it.
Can OTK grow without you though? Yes. It's like I like people think that OTK is like officially done. I don't understand that mindset. It's because they still have Miskiff, they still have Soda Poppin', they still have a lot of good big streamers. It's like but Asmongold was the bigger streamer, right? Obviously, but they could do it without him and still drive what they want to do, right? Or just finish, just officially end of all OTK and then just move on with their lives. They could do, but would they? No, I don't think so, because again, their OTK is not just an entertainment company anymore. They're also a PC company, Star Sports. There's also they have their Mystic like talent agency as well, and they also have their video game company too as well. So it's not like they're just gonna disband everything. It's like, okay, never mind, moving on. But yeah, they have enough streamers with like Miskiff's, court being done, like him being feeling not guilty, I guess you could say, like in a way, like but even though people will always have an opinion on you no matter what, even though you're found not guilty or like it wasn't like your fault or etc. That's another story. But anyways, Rich is gone, but even he could be like coming back, not coming back in aspect of OTK, but like because again, like he's been in a court battle with the girl, and I don't know if it's been false, real. I don't have no idea, but like this always talks with those like that. And then yeah, like I said, they have Will Knapp. He's a great entertainer. I'm pretty sure he has great concepts for ideas for shows that won't be maybe too much money in production. I don't know. As fan, he does amazing content all the time, and I'm pretty sure Asman, like I'm pretty sure, at oh sorry, Asman, sorry. Asman's content go crazy every time. Oh, like NFL happens around, or when like Grand Theft Auto 6, and when they have the service up for Grand Theft Auto 6 for RP. Oh my god, it's gonna go crazy. Those numbers are gonna be huge, bro. And yeah, and yeah, so like yeah, so they have Seer, they have Emaru, another big streamer too as well. Like so, like the big streamers they have right now, they could really build up upon from is Miskiv, Emaru, and Soda Poppin. They could really grow big. They still do great numbers. So it's like, do they need Asman? No. As a whole company, in my opinion, they do not need him. Are they gonna struggle? Yes, of course. But just if FaZe could turn it around, OTK could turn it around. I'm just saying.
And I was doing it, and I was like, okay, well, fuck. Like, I'm stuck doing this thing. And, like, I did it for a very, very long time because I felt like I had an obligation to the people that put their trust in me. And I did that for as long as I possibly could. And yeah, I feel like I did it for an extremely long time. And
yeah, he just didn't like it.
Basically, what happened is that, and have you guys, like, let me ask you a question. Have you ever made a decision for a person that you want to be instead of the person that you are? Has anybody ever done that before? I did.
Gym memberships? Oh my god.
So anyway, that's the way that I feel, and the amount of social obligations and everything really, really bothered me. It got into my mental, and it negatively affected me in a tremendous way. And I didn't really realize how bad it was, because like originally, like I was just going to step back and like not really be involved as much for a while, and then kind of continue doing it. But I remember I went to the emergency room and I had a blood pressure of 194. Now, in case anybody is like not a doctor, that
holy shit, that's crazy high. I actually had a similar. Let me. Oh, give me one sec. Sorry, I forgot to get my ink pens. Do this one. This. I'm getting. I need to organize my ink pens now. I need a better place to put my ink pens and organize this stuff. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. So sorry again. Cool. All right, go ahead.
That's not a good number. That's a bad.
Oh, right. So what I was gonna say is, so I used to was started a t-shirt shirt company when I was a lot younger, around 2012 to like 2013, 2014, around there. It was getting to a point where I was getting anxiety attacks and panic attacks at night. Where the reason why I was like getting really like it gotten really bad of like trying to run the company is because the people that I was working with were bad people. A sense of the business wise, and at that point it was very dumb of me, but also bad friends. Because they were not doing anything to help. Not for my anxiety, but like to do the company better and actually start the company in a, instead of being in a starting standpoint, to be more of like production standpoint at that point. Because we had the machines, we had everything going for us. We're buying the piece by piece of the shirt company machines and all that. And well, all that shit went through the gutter. To this day, like I said, I don't know what they've done with it. They have done nothing with it or something. I don't know what like I guess that. Anyways, I have lost about close to $1,000 in investments and time. Way more than just 1,000, by the way. Time and effort um and yeah, like everything. Like I lost so much time because of them and so much money because of them. So when I left, when I officially got quote unquote kicked out, I was in a much better a much better mindset. Even though like I was pissed off, my anxiety was gone. I no longer had to worry about other people, what they need to do in order to get this up and running. I just had to worry about myself. And I'm telling you right now, when you don't have to worry about a full-on company of other people, you just have to worry about yourself. It's so much better, dude. So much better. Um, it is a crazy bad anxiety when you have to like depend or worry about other people, and the social and all that kind of stuff. Well, not the social aspect, but like the business aspect. Like, because again, you got to separate from friendship to a boss, right? And I was just a part owner, and I couldn't boss the other people around for obvious reasons, and I didn't. But it was to a point where I had to become like the lead person, even though I was the least like experienced as an artist, least experienced making t-shirts, least experienced at everything. I was the reason why I got production going. I was the reason why I got our first job. I was the reason why we made our first t-shirt design. That sold very well, by the way. Um, because I had to push and push and push to get things going, make things happen. And then when I left, nothing was happening. Like I said, to this day, the machines are probably dusting somewhere in the garage or probably sold off by now. So it was very great. Now the years has passed that I am officially gone from like when I left. My career as an artist thrived because I left. I'm pretty sure if I was still working with them, it would have gone really bad. It would have gone horribly bad. I believe also my art career or my art skills will not be as good as it was today compared to last, like before. Because again, when you have that over your head, man, it's crazy.
Bad number, a very, very bad number. And so basically, I realized that this level of tension and stress and pressure that's being put on me by like other external forces is something that is literally killing me. And at that point, I made the decision to simply take a step back from being focused and being fixated on stress and on other people and on these other problems, etc. 140 is normal. Well, and also, by the way, that was something that was done. The reason why, it's like there's like 5-10 different reasons, right? And like I've gotten it down to 135. That was the last time I was at the doctor. I want to get it down to 115, 110, right? That's my goal. And how do you do that? Constant exercise, better eating, better habits, more movement, etc. Right? 140 is bad. 140 is you. Anyway, it should not be above 120, right? And so that's it, especially for my age, for my my health and everything like that, my everything like that. Bro, you're killing yourself. Exactly, I'm killing myself. And so like, do I want to kill myself? Well, at least not yet, right? And so basically, where I'm at is like, I asked myself like, okay, well, I'm investing myself and focusing myself into all of these different issues. I'm joking, by the way. Just calm down. I'm doing all these things, and these things are effectively killing me. And do I want to continue doing this in a way that is incredibly unhealthy for me? It's causing me problems with my personal relationships. And like, there's been a lot of issues that it's caused me personally that I'm not going to get into, because it's like, again, like I like, you know, some people like oversharing, right? I don't like oversharing. The way that people don't have opinions about things that I did wrong personally is that I don't share what I did. You never really change. Well, I already kind of have to an extent, right? No, I don't want to be involved.
Yo, what up, Kingslayer? Yo, what up? I'm back. Yo, what up, what up, what up, what up? Right now, I am working on my Game Boy design. Right now, we're gonna ink it up. We're gonna shade it up and try to finish this project, so we can start on our streetlight project with the cats and get everything ready to go. Pretty much. But how you doing? Welcome to the stream. By the way, I finally thought of an amazing idea for my community drawing next month, or like pretty much gonna start writing numbers. And that is balloons. So if you guys don't know, in 2 weeks or so, it will be my birthday on March 4th. So I thought, would it be a great idea to do a piece that represents my birthday, right? So it's gonna be like a character holding balloons, and the characters, like people that become members on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, or like, you know, on Twitch or Kick. You guys will be made into balloons, into animal balloons. And yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna add the banner soon, because I didn't do the Valentine's one because, again, everything was just crazy. But yeah, anyways, birthday balloons. That will be the monthly for March, because my birthday's on 4th. So, and also I'm planning a big painting by next week, like the sketch and everything like that. So I'm super excited. But anyways, I over explain things. That's I gotta get out of the habit of like over explaining things. I grew up on Game Boy Color. I actually did not grow up on Game Boy Color. My brother did. I actually saw him get into Game Boy Color, and he got Pokemon Gold, I believe. Yeah, I believe he got Pokemon Gold as his first game. And that's the game I played too, as well. Obviously, let me borrow it here and there. But the Game Boy that I grew up with was Game Boy Advance. And one of my first games I got with it was the Super Mario Brothers 3, but like the remake version of it. And obviously, at the time, I didn't know what Super Mario Bros. 3 was until the Game Boy Advance version, which I believe on that number was Game Boy Super Mario Bros. Advance 4. I believe they were going by numbers like that. So, but yeah, I grew up with that one. That was like the first one. Then it had like Digimon, like King of Fighters, stuff like that. And yeah, so I grew up with Game Boy Advance. So I'm thinking about doing a Game Boy Advance design soon. And yeah, since I want to be like more longer, so I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do yet. But I'm thinking about doing Game Boy Advance, PSP, and then maybe do like DS or something like that as like a series for the Game Boy series. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'm thinking about it.
In any of that stuff at all anymore. I don't want to be doing any of that stuff in any capacity. I want to do my own thing and focus on myself, because I think that that's the direction that I should go in as a person. And this isn't something that this isn't a decision that I arrived at like lightly. And honestly, I arrived at it whenever I arrived at the emergency room, and I realized like, okay, this is really bad for me. And so everybody else, like in terms of like, you know, Nick, Emmy, Miz, S-Fan, everybody like that, I still consider them friends. I'm totally fine with them. Like I don't have any bad blood with anybody, right? And so like, I think it's really just like it's like an alignment of viewpoints, and it's an alignment of direction, because the path that I want to go down.
And this is separating business from friendship. That's literally it. It's just business. It's like, oh, career wise, I'll be better on my own, and also health wise. That's personal. What console did you grow up on, or system? I grew up on Nintendo 64 a little bit, even though I didn't like. I played it with like my brother and like neighbors and stuff. I never finished the game by myself, of what I remember. Like, I don't think I ever finished Super Mario 64 at the time. I did already, but at the time, um, I think the more like console that I grew up personally, like playing by myself, because I remember playing PlayStation 2 games too as well. But I think it was the GameCube. Is what I really feel like I grew up as like a gamer, if that makes sense. Because the GameCube was the first game I played, the first system I played by myself without no help, if that makes sense. And that was like in the biggest game was Resident Evil 4, even though I played it after my bro was done with it, so I had like an easier version of it, right? Unlimited ammo, stuff like that, what I remember. But as a kid, it's still a big deal for me because that was the first game I actually beat by myself. And after that, it was just Batman Arkham series and stuff like that. So yeah, it was around GameCube. Even though it wasn't like I don't remember a lot of games on GameCube, because we can't afford every single game, obviously. But the GameCube was a very good system. Same thing with the PlayStation 2. So I'll say both. I'll say GameCube and the PS2 because I remember playing a lot of the WWE games as well.
Is something that I don't think anybody else can follow me on. It's something that I have to do myself.
Yeah, unless they
for better or for worse, I have to do it myself.
Yeah, Tectone can
and
follow,
so
actually.
that's fine. And so you must cover every serious topic simultaneously. Yeah. So how long ago was the ER? About 3 or 4 months ago, something like that. I don't remember exactly. Maybe a little bit more than that. So yeah, that's the way I feel about it. And what happened at Tectone? Well, Tectone wasn't part of the org. Like, we weren't, like, the funny thing is that Tectone's contract was already going to end, and it wasn't going to get renewed anyway. So we just announced it early because of that drama, right? That was about it. And so that's it. But anyway, I might still do, like, a couple of things with them or hang out with them because they're my friends. But I'm not looking to really act on behalf of, like, any of that again. And again, it's a decision that I kind of came to because of how stressful it was for me. And I realized that, like, probably, like, really early on with, like, the org, I did. I realized it really, really, really early on.
What about you, by the way?
I was like, oh, this is really, really bad. And, like, that's why, like, if you look at, like, my stream Twitch tracker, that's whenever I started taking, like, really big breaks. Because I just couldn't mentally deal with that amount of social pressure and, like, social interactions. I thought I could. I couldn't. I couldn't. And I was letting everybody down. I was letting myself down. I was letting my stream down. I was letting my friends down. I was letting my parents down. I was doing it. And so it sounds miserable. Yeah, exactly. And so that's the reason why. And so that's why I took all the stuff off a while ago. But I never really went and I said a lot of that stuff. And, you know, I didn't really make, like, a big public statement about it because I just didn't really think it was that big of a deal. I thought it was kind of obvious. But in case people are wondering, yeah, that's true. And so anyway, how's your blood pressure doing these days? Oh, I don't know. I haven't checked it for a little while. But I can tell you this, that I've been feeling great. I exercise regularly now. And I mean, I'll tell you, in actually the past 3 weeks or so, I've really actually done a pretty bad job at that. I've kind of had a big backslide, and I haven't been doing as much as I should be doing. But
normal, by the way.
Yeah, that's basically it. And there is a lot of, like, kind of, and this happens with other people too, right? It happens with, like, you know, for example, like with Hassan. Like, whenever Hassan does something, and, like, you know, Hassan says something that he shouldn't have said or does something that he shouldn't have done, what ends up happening is that everybody that's, like, around him gets attacked as well. Well, I don't want to have that happen. I don't. I don't want to have that happen. I don't think he wants to have that happen either, right? And, like, so at the end of the day, yeah, there's OTK. Did it feel good to leave OTK? Yes, it did. It felt incredibly good. And as I said, it was probably the biggest mistake of my life to get involved with that stuff.
Well, there you go. No, I understand what he's saying. He doesn't regret fully, like, creating OTK. He just didn't. He underestimated how much responsibility he had with OTK. That's pretty much what it was. So yeah, I understand where he's coming from. You know what I mean? Like, I truly understand exactly where he's coming from. Because again, also, let's be honest, Asmongold, could do whatever the fuck he wants. He could upload whatever he wants on YouTube, make a lot of money, like crazy amount of money on YouTube. He could talk about any kind of content, video reactions on Twitch or whatever platform he wants. He could do whatever the fudge he wants. He could even do like I'm just gonna say it, even though he doesn't want to do it. He could probably do a gambling stream and people will hate on, but then people will move on and be like, hey, so what's the next? What's the next thing for content? You know what I mean? That's how much freedom he has compared to everybody else. Like there's only very few streamers who could do whatever they want and not get canceled, and have fully freedom to do whatever they want as content too as well. There's very few streamers who could do that. Not everybody, because they're at that point where they could do it. But yeah, good for him overall. I mean, like that's why I also like if I don't stream, that's because I'm taking priority of my health, aka sleeping mostly, over doing a stream, right? And that's what I kind of did yesterday on Friday. I was gonna stream after work, but I got hacked, right? And again, well, it was again, they're just going through everything they can. Anyways, I got the taken care of. It's all good. Nothing but love. But by the time I got that taken care of, it's already 12, right? And so they opened to 4 a.m. for something else, like cancellation thing. And so I decided to, instead of me being awake till 4 a.m., then go to bed or stream from 12 to 4 a.m., I'd rather just go to bed, wake up at 4 a.m., to get that taken care of at like in 30-20 minutes, and then go to bed and then wake up around 8:40-ish to take my mom to the bank, and then she's gonna go to the store from there and let my dad pick her up later. So that's what I did instead. I feel great. I don't feel tired right now. I feel energized, and so I understand why when like people and it's like a lot of pressure, right, to create content or upload a video or something like that. And so it's like when you miss a day, you're like, damn, it's over for me. Especially for new streamers and small streamers. If you miss a day, it's over. I'm telling you right now, the only way you could become a big streamer is to put a lot of hours into content. Now, does that mean like every single day? No, but you got to put in a lot of hours and a lot of time into your content in order to make it big, or get into the niche content, like maybe more rivals or something like that. I'm pretty sure I made a lot of careers on Twitch, like, or reamped some careers. But that's like for me, I accepted a long time ago. I'm never gonna be a big streamer. I'm never gonna be a big like a big content creator or anything like that, right? I accepted that a long time ago, so I don't ever feel like, damn, I'm missing out, that kind of thing. But now I rather, like I said, I'm already growing on YouTube right now, so hopefully like if I could transfer a lot of some YouTube stuff to streaming stuff, then that'd be awesome. But yeah, I don't know. It has been crazy. It's been weird. But yeah, that's what's like this week. And like the one thing I do have anxiety of is like YouTube right now a little bit, because I feel like if I miss a day on YouTube, right? I feel like damn, I'm a failure, right? Like damn, I'm a goddamn failure. And so I usually post at least 2 videos a week, right? This week I'm only posting 1, and the reason why I decided to like it's because the hacking thing really like messed up so much stuff to me. So I will be recording videos again, like the Capcom video. I'm gonna go back on track on those videos. But like the reason I've been doing these art topic videos is because they're quicker and they're easier to make and all this kind of stuff. But it's like, damn, dude, the anxiety of missing a day or like a video for the week. It's like, it sucks. It's a sucky feeling, but I'm not trying to stress myself into that, because what I've been doing lately is I've been posting like a lot of content lately with like my posts, like social media with my art. So like to avoid like, hey, at least I'm still active on YouTube. People still are recognizing something around me with my YouTube. At least it's like at least something going on. And also if I do, I will also post an extra short if I have to, in order to still like, keep my YouTube active and all that. So I've been figuring out some ways to kind of avoid anxiety and stressors and all this kind of stuff. So I get what Asmongold is coming from, with all the stressors, anxiety, and stuff like that. But yeah, let me check out something real quick, guys.